buttons, you can kind of basically like push them away. But it's so alien. I found it hard to get my head around, but it deserves a second and a third and a fourth listen. So thank you for the recommendation, because it was like new.
Oh, well, yeah. So you're talking about Wallace Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich? Right.
Yeah.
So we're live. Welcome, everyone. See that? We got our topic right at the last possible second. Thanks to Carol, who is awesome. Hi, Carol.
Hello.
We have, well, let me first say this. Welcome to our brand new members. If you were coming here expecting technical support, you look amiss, because I am not the tech support guy. I'm the town philosopher. So we're going to talk philosophy here today. I see Crystal, Alec, Carol's here, Stu, Scott. Of course, Tracy's here, Heidi, Terry, Alicia. Hey, Sarah, Remus here. More people piling in. Millicent, welcome. Sabina. All right. So we have a topic on the floor, which I think will help you with your business. In fact, I don't think it will. I will. In fact, let me say this, guys. If I showed you, if I gave you something right now, like some information that has made me millions of dollars, would you be interested? Would you use it? Would you? Yes, you would. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not convinced. I mean, that was kind of, yeah. Okay, great. All right. So then here's the question. I just asked you that question. And in some groups, I asked that too. There's like a massive roar. Like, yeah, we'll take, enlighten us, please. Right. But then there are people who are like, yeah, it's probably, you know what? It's not going to work for me. He says that, but, special people, he's special. I'm not special. Right there is the problem. Right there. So before we went live, Carol, I acknowledged how awesome Carol was, and she acknowledged it herself, because we both know how awesome she is, right? So we agree on that. That's kind of cool. But what if you don't agree with that for yourself? What if I said to you right now, Crystal, you are awesome? And Crystal's like, well, I guess if you say so. Like, not sold. Okay. So where's the gap here? Where's the gap for a lot of people? When you've got good instruction, you've got data, which has proven itself workable in the lives of those who have come before you, but yet somehow you're not qualified, or like there's like some imaginary wall, some line of demarcation between you and those special people over there that write books and, run corporations and make millions of dollars. See, there's two groups here. There's the masses, the peasants, the commoners, right? And then there's, the elite. There's the problem right there. The idea that you may have identified yourself as part of the former group. So if you're here to reach goals, and hopefully you are, and hopefully you know what those goals are, and some of you don't, but we'll work on that. But if you're here to reach goals, then you can no longer be in the group of the hopefuls, the commoners, right? You must enter that other group, that group to which the promise of riches is a real promise, and that you acknowledge and have the faith that your efforts will bear fruit. I had a conversation earlier today with a group of our new members, and one of the people I got to meet, lovely lady, when asking about the goals, like, what do you want, right? Well, I haven't really nailed that down. I hope, well, we're going to see what happens, see how it goes. I'm like, whoa. Stop right there. See how it goes. This doesn't happen to us. We make it happen. Right there, there's a major shift. Just in that one datum, right? We can have a major cognition, and the cognition could be, holy crap, I'm responsible. I'm cause. For good or bad, right? Whether you believe you can or can't, either way, you're right. So what I want to offer you now is, since we're talking about riches and The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, which is one of the books that has had more of an effect on my own success than many, many others. I've read lots of books. There's one of my libraries. This one, which is short, you read it in one or two sittings. This one is just packed. And so Carol and I were just rejoicing in a little bit of some of the data, some of the cognition she's had from reading, or I guess in this case, listening to the audiobook version, not read by the author. This came out in 1910. He's long gone. But anyway, Wallace Wattles talked about how different people engaged in the same business, the same actions, can have completely different results. And of course, the question is why? Why do different people have different results with ostensibly the same activities? Well, that's a good question. And here's the answer. And he says this throughout the book again and again and again and again. He talks about if people are going to succeed, they're going to have to do things in a certain way. That you don't get rich by doing certain things. You get rich by doing things in a certain way. What does that mean, you guys? So you don't get rich by doing certain things. So these methods versus those methods, whatever. You can get rich doing anything. Anything will work. You get rich by doing things in a certain way. Oh, okay. So here's the methods, which you and you all have those same methods. That's fine. But when we do them in a certain way, and he even capitalizes it, certain, capital C, way, capital W. This is the advantage of the written word, by the way. You can't really get this from the audiobook, but like it's some divine thing, like it's a proper noun, the certain way. And he says the certain way, I don't know, 35 times or so throughout the book. And I've read this book multiple times. And I got to thinking, so what does he mean, the certain way? Is it like a special way? It must be a special way. Well, maybe it's a secret way, like The Secret, like a secret way. And how could he tell me? I mean, this was 1910, man. This is like the 21st century. He's dealing with like, the blacksmith guy and the plumber or whatever. I'm on the internet, man. What the hell does this guy know? So I got out the best self-help book that was ever written, guys. Best self-help book ever written. It's called The Dictionary. I get enlightenment every time I open that book. And I started looking up words because I want to understand what the hell is this guy talking about. And one of the words I looked up was certain. And one of the definitions for certain is the absence of doubt, certainty. That's the certain way. The way of no doubt, which transcends time. I don't care if you're the blacksmith, the farmer guy, the internet coffee cup lady, whatever the methods are. It's not about certain things. It's about doing things in a certain way. Later in the book, he talks about the efficiency of each action that you undertake. Okay, so knowing now that there's a way to do things in a certain way, he qualifies what would make you efficient. And if all of your actions are efficient ones, then you must get rich. Scientifically, it has to work. This is the science of getting rich. But if the majority of your actions are inefficient, then you must remain poor. So again, there's the separation. There's the haves and the have-nots. So what qualifies as an efficient action? He said, well, an efficient action is one that is done with a deep sense of gratitude, with purpose and faith. Purpose and faith. So here you are in a deep sense of gratitude, which is the greatest wealth creation emotion ever discovered. Okay, because we're grateful for stuff we have. Now we're not coming from the position of I lack, I want, I need, I can't. No, I'm grateful. I have. And whatever, you have assets. I mean, look, guys, you've survived up to this point. Some people haven't, right? I mean, you're doing good. Okay. So be grateful for that, right? Recognize what you have, which is why you do marketing and why you do business, because you have benefits to offer into the marketplace. So many people are trying to get, right? Like that rat looking for cheese, get. And all of their efforts, what they're actually communicating to the marketplace is, I need you, I need money, I need customers. That's the unspoken communication. But when we come from a position of havingness and gratitude, well, it's a whole different communication. Same actions, different person doing it. Okay. So what about this efficiency thing? Okay. Well, what does it mean to be efficient? To get more done in less time? And isn't that what we all want? More results in less time, higher production, more money. Great. All right. So efficient. Efficient is good. What qualifies as efficient? Those actions done with purpose. In other words, with our full attention on the purpose of each action, not here and there, sideways. I'm watching the news and I've got, this chaos and everybody else's agenda of what I'm supposed to think and believe. No. I'm in control of my thoughts. Here's the purpose, why I'm taking this action. Coupled with what? Faith. Faith in what? Faith that it's actually going to bear fruit. Faith that you can. Faith that you're awesome. Carol just affirmed that. Thank you, Carol. Fantastic. All right. Well, awesome things happen to awesome people. Well, great then. Well, because I'm taking this action, I fully expect that the fruitage of that is being delivered right on schedule in divine order. I don't know all the answers. I don't have a crystal ball, but there's some faith, right? And so if we do each action purposefully and in a spirit of faith, as a person who resides in a sense of deep gratitude, you must get rich. That is the certain way. It's the way of no doubt. So this is like, wow, there it is, right? Now, I've read hundreds of other books that attacked that same truth from different angles because I'm, a thick-headed Italian. I need to hear stuff 10 million times and 10,000 different opinions about it. And eventually something finally sinks in. And here I am 35 years down the road and millions of dollars down the road. And hopefully I'm going to save you some time. Hopefully. That's not guaranteed though, because if you're sitting there thinking, well, yeah, that worked for Wally Waddles or John Lavinia or Carol because she's special or lucky or something, well, you lose. There's a saying, successful people are lucky. Just ask any failure. You lose. So I think Alicia says here, do it once. Yeah, Alicia, talk about efficiency. We have a policy around here, touch it once. The email comes in, either delete it or respond to it, touch it once. Don't let your inbox stack up. So how can you apply this into your e-commerce efforts? Well, the same way you would apply it to anything in life. Take a step back, become the witness for a moment, and take a look at what you're about to do, what decisions you're about to make, what action you're about to take, and be cognizant of the purpose of it, and build your own faith and your own expectation, because we pretty much get what we expect. Right. So what are your expectations of this whole enterprise down to each little effort? Right. And then you complete each action like a complete cycle. Right. So now I shall set up the account. Fantastic. And you start and you do the work and then you stop because it's done. So if we look at the anatomy of success itself, it's completing what you start. And each action, each individual action, done with purpose and faith, taken to completion, is that's a done. That's my favorite four-letter word, done. That's a done. That is moving you further along. And now you don't have to do that thing again. Well, some things are repetitive, right? So you do 10 designs a day or whatever you're doing, fine, but you're going to get faster and faster with that because every done leads to the next done. You get this thing called momentum. And now you're not fiddling with the technology anymore, thinking, oh, where do I click the buttons or whatever? You could do it with your eyes closed. That's speed. That comes with competence and practice, right? Faster. This weekend, I'm going to Gator Nationals. Anybody know what the Gator Nationals is? Anybody know what the NHRA is? National Hot Rod Association, drag racing, professional drag racing. I'm going to take my daughter. We're going to see nitromethane burning dragsters and funny cars. Are going to be doing 330 miles an hour on a quarter-mile strip in less than 4 seconds. It's the most insane, extreme motorsports ever. The engines take off. Chests are rumbling from the volume of the power, right? These guys are competent, man. They know how to drive. 300 miles an hour, 0 to 100 in less than a second. It is a damn rocket ship ride. You could die doing that stuff. Like not just a little bit dead, very, very dead, very dead. Okay. And you know what I'm telling my daughter? I say, we're going to go pay money to see these guys drive. Now we're not paying money to see grandma drive at reasonable speeds. That's not what we're paying to see. We're paying money to see the most competent, insanely fast motorsports ever invented on the planet. That's what we're going to see. And you should see the kids' faces light up, even adults. If you guys have never been to a nitromethane, top fuel drag race, the first time those cars go past you, you should see the reactions. You can go on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and see the reactions of people, like practically jumping out of their clothes. Like, holy crap, what was that? It is the loudest, fastest thing you've ever seen. So, but we like that, don't we? Don't we like competence? Don't we, not only for ourselves, don't you like being able to do stuff to completion and succeeding? Of course you do, right? Unless you hate yourself or something. So of course we like competence in ourselves, but don't we celebrate that in others? Why do people in the NFL or the major league, sports, right? Why do they make millions of dollars? Because people celebrate competence, mastery. The Olympics, right? I mean, here are the best of the best, and doing feats of amazingness that the common person can't do. Okay. By the way, you can do things they can't do. I'm not saying to put them on a pedestal. I'm just saying we celebrate competence. We celebrate, the able. Well, celebrate yourself then. Go be able, and know that you are, with purpose and faith. And then apply whatever methods you want to apply. Ice skating, e-commerce, coffee cups, whatever, right? But go do it as that person. And you got to win. You have to. Scientifically, has to work. Has to. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for, listening. Hopefully you did. Carol, thank you for the topic. I'm glad that came up. Science of Getting Rich, everybody. It's out of copyright. You can download free copy whenever you want. In fact, I can give you a free copy. I'll put it in the chat. Intimate crowd today, only 28 of us here. No need to raise hands. Just come on out. If you got a hot mic, use it. Any thoughts? Any thoughts on this?
Yes.
Carol?
The book, because you just reminded me of why I did. I've been away for about a week, and because you mentioned that book twice, and I thought, let me just listen to this thing. You said it's short. And after listening to it, like I said, there are certain bits of it that he's written it so that anybody can understand it. But there are certain concepts in it that I was like, it can't be that simple. It basically is talking about believing in yourself and knowing that you can do it. But I was like, can it be that simple? I'm trying to overcomplicate things. But I got the opportunity this weekend to go to a thing called Public Speakers University. And it's something I've always wanted to do, but I've been like, that thing that you're talking about, shit, who am I to go and do that? I mean, I'm just like nobody. And I signed up for this thing about 2 weeks ago. And I was like, I know what I'll do. I will do the course. I will finish the course. And then when I've gone through it and I know everything that it's to know, then I'll go on to it. And then I read that book and I'm like, screw it. I'm a person. They're people. We've all got mouths. I'm just going to go. And I will be horrible. When I begin, I'll be horrible because it's new. But I'm going to do it anyway, because the guy that was running it, he is like a multi-millionaire. He speaks all over the world, and he's trained lots of people who have also become multi-millionaires, and they come from all walks of life. So I'm like, if he can do it, and he used to mop floors, and he can do it, and she can do it, why not me? And that thing that you're talking about when he talks about a certain way, holy crap, for 4 or 5 days, I was surrounded by people doing things in a certain way. And the first day, like when you do most things, it was really uncomfortable because their coaches are critiquing you, just going, that was kind of, when people sort of go, that was okay, Carol, but you could improve on, and there's a list a mile long of all the things that were shitty. But I was like, I didn't die. Oh my God. And now I know that those are things I need to pay attention to. So the next time I do it, And because we were in like a hothouse atmosphere where everybody's doing it, everybody's learning, everybody's uncomfortable, but we're all like, we're going there. It made such a difference. And by the day 5 came along, I'm like that. Come on, let's do it. I can do freaking anything. Wow. So thank you for the book recommendation, because it changed my view of what is possible.
Mm-hmm. Wow, Carol. Hey, this sounds like something I'd be interested in. I mean, is this in England or something? Where did you go do this?
A guy called Andy Harrington. It's called Public Speakers University, but he speaks all over the world. So I'm sure he must do things in the States as well.
Right. Okay.
But it is amazing. But that book just kind of opened up a door to just go, stop this story that I'm telling myself about, I'm not good enough, this is, excuse my English, is bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we're all capable of doing whatever it is, but we have to do it in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Certainty, absence of doubt. And even when we doubt or we fall, we pick ourselves up and it's like, okay, let's go.
Beautiful.
What do I need to improve? How do I need to change?
I'm looking at his marketing right now. So he's definitely got some content. Good times. All right. Well, we'll be seeing you on the stages of the world, Carol.
Damn right.
What was the book again? Sorry, what was the book?
I put it in the chat. Science of Getting Rich. There it is. Just click on. Oh, I put it just to Stu. Oh, I guess Stu was on my mind.
Man, John, man, just trying to hook up Stu.
There you go. There you go. All right. So I see Scott's got his hand up, which is he's been conditioned to do. Thank you, Scott.
Yes, the conditioning is very deep. Not to worry.
Right.
I think I've actually been contemplating this issue yesterday. It was very coincidental that you brought it up. I think, yes, we need to believe and have that faith that we can do something, can achieve the outcome. But I think that in retrospect, I've come to the view that it's not enough to say that I can do it, because that to me suggests a hypothetical possibility. Yes, I can do it like anyone else can do it as a hypothetical possibility. It's like, it's still saying I can, but will I? Or will I be able to? It's like putting yourself at the bottom of a mountain and say, yes, I can get over this mountain, but it's going to be a hell of a journey. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very hard because I am the person I am. But yes, theoretically, I can do it. And I think you need something stronger than that. I think you're talking about faith and so forth. And I think if you work within the parameters of the way the actual mind, the subconscious mind works particularly, you need that sense of time distortion, because the subconscious, if you talk about future events to the subconscious, it will put it as something you want, but will never have. It's something in the future. Subconscious only understands the now, and maybe by construction, the past that has led to the now, but it cannot comprehend the future because it's always out there. I say, I want this. That means you'll just go on wanting this forever. And I think saying, I can do something, yes, it's good, but it's not enough. I think you have to get to the point where you say, I can do this, or I have done this, or I have achieved this easily. That's a critical difference to me, because it basically means, yes, there are difficulties, but you're not going to put a halo of negativity around it. You're going to accentuate your own potential and own abilities to the point where the tasks involved don't seem as overwhelming. It's like, I mean, I know it's a strange idea, but the idea to me is that you've got to see yourself as having achieved it, and having achieved it easily. Now, first, the goal could be phenomenally large, and two, the difficulties could be huge. But if you accentuate the size of the goal, or you accentuate the difficulties of the journey, it's going to make every single day an obstacle. Every single day is going to be a struggle. Yes, you can theoretically do it, But if all you're perceiving every single day is struggle on that journey, it's gonna make the journey harder. And you can ease that journey by accentuating your capacity to achieve things easily. And that way you don't focus on the inherent difficulties. Because I find when you do doubt yourself on a practical everyday basis, that is a distraction. That is a real distraction that takes you away from your own faith and from the certainty of the outcome, and basically is an energy drain. So yes, I think I can is good, but I think it's not enough. You need, I can do it easily. And as a past event, not as a future event, because that's the way the subconscious mind works. It does not work in the normal way that conscious mind works. And I think we have to acknowledge that and work with that reality. And if we do, that's called living in the end. That's what Neville Goddard said. You live in the end. Because subconscious doesn't know the future. It only knows now. And that's my take on it anyway.
Okay. Have you read The Science of Getting Rich?
Yeah.
Okay. So what does he talk about each individual action, and when do you do that?
How you been?
He brings us back to present time. Like all the power happens in present time. We do today's work today. So while I don't purport to know, all of every single synaptic connection that's going on in what you're calling my subconscious mind, I do know that gratitude is now, purpose is now, faith is now. So all of this happens now. So rather than attempting to do some new age, mystical stuff with like, I'm at the top of the mountain, and it was easy. Why don't I just look at right there, that rock? Let me step on that rock. So that's a demonstration, a right now, present time demonstration, which is where all my power is. And I am that much closer. And yes, by inches a cinch, and, by a yard, it's hard, and whatever, cliches. But I think where we go astray a lot of times is where we continue to project into the future, those difficulties, like you were saying, and we're leaning on, who we were yesterday, which is not terribly relevant, but, certainly you've got a memory, but I would say develop a forgettery to go along with that memory so you can get in present time. I mean, it's not, maybe sound a little bit funny, but that's where all your power is. So I hear what you're saying, Scott. I think the mental gymnastics, if they just get, if they just get that, when is that? When is I can? Oh, it's right now. Well, okay. Well, then demonstrate that, right? That decision is revealed by your action. To decide, but to not act is to not have decided. And look, we could take this into right here in the business, right? So you've got some of you have been offered the opportunity to partner up with Rachel and really advance this thing and like hit this really hard. And there is the tendency sometimes for people to want to step back into safety. In other words, to play to not lose rather than playing to win. So there's got to be that stepping off point for people. And typically, and like Scott was talking about, well, let me just say it this way. There comes a Rubicon, a point of no return, where you're no longer a commoner. You're the future, right? You're no longer the hopeful. You're the top producer, right? So this has happened with many people. Look at Rachel, for example, right? Rachel was a newbie to e-commerce. She didn't know nothing, right? What did she do? She invested a bunch of money in mentoring and experiments and can't win them all, can't lose them all either, right? Next thing you know, here's momentum. And now here she is, right? But the action in present time, each successive moment of present time revealed who that person is, or at least up to this point, who that person's becoming. That goes for me, Rachel, Scott, whoever. So I know we're a bit deep into the philosophical rabbit hole here. Scott, thank you for your thoughts on that, my friend. Stu, you're in the hospital. Do you want to talk?
I kind of do.
Yeah.
I just want to add to something to what Scott was saying. It's about attracting your success. And, it got me thinking about a time I booked a cruise, and it was about 3 months out. But I knew that cruise was coming. I got excited about it. every day I thought about it. And I didn't have to worry about it because it was bought, it was paid for, I'm booked, I know my itinerary, I'm making plans, and it feels really good. And that's kind of how we should approach this, in a constant state of expectation that it's coming. It's coming. Don't worry about it. Just do the work. It's coming. And it's the people that worry about it that get what they're worried about. That's just, that's my 2 cents.
There you go. So unresourceful expectations, which we could call worry, doesn't profit you. Just in case anyone's vague on that, let me make you unvague. It doesn't profit you to worry. Stu, get well soon. I don't know what's going on with you, but your surroundings look like you're getting help. So anyway, blessings to you, sir. Alec, and then Shaquille, and then we're going to be out of time. Hey, Alec.
How are you doing, sir?
Good.
I was actually really paying attention to what Scott was saying on how, there are times where, like, okay, I'll go ahead and just give a little story, but I was still am very overwhelmed at times, because it's like you go and open one email and it's a good email. It's good. But then all it does is lead you to another email. And then it leads you to another email. And by the end of the day, you're looking at it, and well, not even by the end of the day, by the end of the hour, you're looking at it and you're like, man, I haven't even gone through one email. Like, I mean, the email is there, but how many windows did it also open? Like, sure, it might not have just, it might have been a very well-intentional, a very good email. But I mean, when one leads to 10, maybe sometimes I just wanted to focus on 1 to 2. I didn't want to focus on 1 to 10. I just wanted to get from A to B. I didn't want A to Z. And that's where I feel that I do still get overwhelmed very easily. Just you open one email and next thing you know, you've got a whole bunch of windows open, and then you're lost on where the original email actually is, because you've already had like 2 or 3 windows open before, 4 or 5 for something else completely different. But now you've got 15, 20. And it's like, okay, you know what? By that point, once it gets to that point, it's like, you know what? Just step away. And next thing you know, nothing's gotten done. Nothing's gotten done. And even then, it's and in that sense, I really do see where Scott was going with what he was talking about. He was talking about just not exactly, I mean, how it doesn't really make any sense. Well, at least to me, it doesn't really make any sense to always jump. And I liked what Carol was saying, how, you know what, maybe you should just step back, watch the videos to where you have a better understanding of what exactly it is you're doing before you go back and you hit it again. And in that sense, Carol, you were amazing. You gave me one of the best thoughts, one of the best positive thoughts for the day. It's something that I really, really am going to do as of now. And today is a very I might have overwhelmed myself when it came to I joined a boot camp without ever even putting my effort into what I had already purchased, which was the course. I had never put any effort into it really, because now it's like, wait, this is all technical. I need to know more technical. So I joined the boot camp. And now it's like, okay, now I am completely overwhelmed, because not only am I worrying about the company, but now I'm worried about just doing what I have to do to make things pretty much to keep a promise to the lady from the boot camp.
Got it. Well, glad you're here, Alec. And what we're looking for is the correct amount of whelm, not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed, the correct amount of whelm. So find that balance, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Glad you're here. Let's wrap up with Shaquille. Shaquille, how are you, man?
Hey, it's Fat Shaquille. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Man, I'm sorry. I was like juggling because I'm trying to upload a YouTube video at the moment, but I really liked everything everyone was talking about, and especially this whole topic of doing things with certainty, and the kind of clash of theories between Scott and John was interesting. But what I wanted to say on it, if I could find my little notes here, was that, yeah, when it comes to kind of setting your mind right, on the path of being certain, we have to remember that our subconscious mind, it doesn't deal with a negative. You can't say, don't be angry, or don't do that anymore, or don't do blah, blah, blah like that, because all it's going to hear is, it's going to take the don't out of it, and it's like, be angry, be upset, or whatever that you're trying to cast a negative on. So we have to be certain in that we want happiness. Today, I'm going to be happy all day. Today, I'm going to do what I have set out to do, or to do my homework, or to answer my emails, right? To be certain about doing that. And that I think that a big part of it too, keeping like an attitude of general positivity and optimism. I feel like in general, me personally, I'm able to do that because while I've grown up and I've become, a man, and I've learned how to be a functional person in this world and all. Like, at my core, I'm really a big kid, and it's like, because of that, I have like this innate optimism and like imagination towards what I want to see in my life, and it's like, there isn't anyone that's gonna tell me that I can't have this on Christmas. It's like what I want. It's like I'm kind of like a spoiled kid in a way, even though I like grew up broke and like had a bunch of issues that I had to, deal with and sort out. But I've done all that. And it's like, as a person here operating like in spirit, in the will of God, and to be here as like a powerful spirit, like I want to have that conviction that I can manifest what I want, and that it's gonna happen, and like why not me? It's like, I've been waiting for too long. It's like, come on, God, help me out. So it's like, yeah, keeping the opposite of what you want out of your mind, being focused on what it is that you want, and to also tend to your inner child, and be positive and believe that it can work out for you, like that you can get what you want, and why not you? you know,
Right.
because we didn't come here to suffer, so just keep your mind open and believe. And that's it.
Shaquille, everybody. Good times. Good times. Glad you guys are here. I saw Scott, I saw your comment in the chat where Shaquille came out, hey, hey, hey. It's amazing that you guys know that all over the world. That was what, the 1970s? That cartoon? Good times. All right. Hey, we're coming up on top of the hour. Here's a suggestion. Make a decision about something you're going to do as soon as we hang up, and then go do it purposefully and with faith that you actually can. And then just do it. Demonstrate to yourself how friggin' awesome you are. And then you'll be awesome. So I'll see you guys back here on Friday. We're going to have Karen out here tomorrow. I heard she had a great session yesterday with you all. So enjoy your time with her. And in the meantime, if you're new here, get with your accountability reps, go through accelerator steps. And I'm looking forward to meeting with you one-on-one once we get to our